sky is so pretty today. Hi, hello, welcome back to the channel. It is currently Tuesday, April 7th at 4:18 p.m. and I am 5,490 words into the first draft of my adult fantasy novel, Project Swan Lake. So just a quick recap, I inadvertently took the weekend off, so they were both 0-word days, the 4th and the 5th, because I was more focused with getting last week's video up, and also I kind of had homework that I forgot about on Sunday, so had to get that done. But then yesterday, Monday the 6th, I was able to write 588 words, and it took me over the 5K mark, and now we're here today, Tuesday. I haven't written any words so far yet today because the first half of my day was really errand filled. Like, I cleaned my room, I did some laundry, and then I went to go get my new glasses, which I do have new glasses now, but I don't really like how they look on my face. I think I'm gonna go get a new pair of glasses just because, I don't know, it looks weird to me, but I do like the prescription on the new ones a lot more, so I am gonna have to eventually retire these glasses. They served me well though. And then afterwards I went to go pick up my sister, and then I went to the library. Actually, I do have another library book over there that I don't really want to get up to go get, but it's The Red Winter by I'm pretty sure the last name is Sullivan. I could be wrong. Maybe the first name is. I don't know. I've had that book, I think, for almost the 2 full weeks that you can have that I can check out books at my library, and I've yet to read it and yet to open it up. I did read the prologue, I'm pretty sure, and like the first chapter, and I really like them, and I think they're so voicey, and it's just a fun concept, so I am gonna try to finish that book. No, not try. I am gonna finish that book this week. But during this library visit, I went to go get The Everlasting by Alex E. Harrow. My hold for it finally came in. Super excited about this. I've heard amazing things about this book. It's pretty short. It's like 300 pages. Yeah, it's like barely 300 pages, so I think I'll be able to get this done pretty quickly. Fingers crossed. Maybe not this week because I'm gonna try to finish The Red Winter this week, but soon. I will get to this book very, very soon. Crossing my fingers, inshallah. And then the next book that I got was A Fallen City by Adrian Young. I did pick this book up a little bit on impulse. Like, I just saw it on display and I was like, oh, that's cool. Let me pick it up. Let me open it up. And I read like the little top description part, and it really hooked me in. I'll read it out to you. In the great walled city of Isara, political turmoil ignites a rebellion 100 years in the making. But when a legionnaire falls in love with a magistrate's daughter, their love will threaten the gates of the city and the will of the gods. Tell me that doesn't sound amazing. So, very excited about this book. I am also very much a mood reader, so honestly, I really want to read The Red Winter. Like, I really want to read it, but this is calling my name right now, so I might prioritize this one and read it as quickly as I can, and then go read The Red Winter. It's on my dresser, by the way, that's why I'm pointing over there. Very excited. I haven't read anything by Adrian Young, but I was here on BookTube when her original series was like trending, her YA series. I think the first book was called Fable. I remember buying it. I think actually my little sister has it now. I think I gave it to her when I was like unhauling some of my books, so it'll be an interesting time reading. I think this is this an adult book? I don't know. Maybe it's adult, maybe it's YA. I can't. Oh, this is adult. I looked at the price tag. Oh yeah, this is adult, 100%, right? $32. That's an adult book if I've ever seen one. Yeah, you can pretty much tell what is adult and what isn't based on the price tag. Or, I mean, you could before. It's kind of getting a little murky now though, because book prices are skyrocketing. Will I ever stop buying books though? No. No, I'm not gonna stop buying them. I will complain about the prices, but I'll never stop buying them. The last thing that I want to talk about in this update is what my goals are writing-wise for this week. So I am, like I said, currently at just over 5,000 words, close to 5,500 words, and I really want to hit 10K this week. I think that I can if I really put my mind to it and like sit down and make myself write every single day and not procrastinate my words like I did on Monday. And I don't have anything big going on this week. Like, I have assignments due, yes, but they're not really big assignments. They're not papers, they're not finals, they're not midterms. They're just regular weekly assignments. So I think if I really give it my all, I could hit 10K. I think I could, and I'm gonna try. I'm going to, not try, I will.
You at least have to order this one. You're mugging us all.
I don't know what that means, but it sounds like a lie.
Please stand, please, please, please. Okay. Thanks to TikTok, all I can think about now every time that it's windy is Piccolo or a formic. Oh my goodness, hello. It has been quite some time since I've last seen you. I actually, like, in continuity, it's been like a second and a half, but for me, it's been weeks. So it is actually now Wednesday, April 22nd at 10:59 p.m. and a lot has happened in the last week and a half or 2 weeks and a half. I'm not gonna go over all of it just because I'm low-key still traumatized from everything that happened, and I don't really want to rehash everything. Like, I already rehashed it to my journal, to my Notion page, and to one of my friends, so like I don't really want to talk about it. But just to give you a little bit of a summary, I got really stressed out, creatively burnt out, writer's block, I got sick, I got really busy with schoolwork, my laptop decided to just give out randomly, so it's been horrible last couple of weeks, last week and 2 weeks and a half, but thankfully, like, I feel like I'm over the hump now of just all of the badness. But tonight, the 22nd, is actually the first time in a very long time that I actually sat down and wrote any words. I wrote 1,215 words, and I didn't just write words. Like, I really think I have my first act like solidified in my head, and I know exactly where I'm gonna go with the story, at least during the first act, in my head. And now I just have to translate it onto page, which is a lot harder than it sounds, but it doesn't have to be any good because it's only the first draft. But I was able to pass the 7K mark tonight, and for some reason, this is gonna sound really like cliche and corny, but just stick with me, I'm really feeling like the magic of writing tonight. I don't know what it is. It's like because I was away from the story for so long without wanting to be away from it, like I wanted to come back to it. Even when I had writer's block, I still wanted to come back and like not force my way through writer's block, but like try, like figure out what it was that was blocking me and like get through it. I wanted to get through the writer's block as quickly as I could because I wanted to get back to the story, and the words just came so easily and like naturally to me in the chapter that I finished writing, because all of the words that I wrote for tonight were in a single chapter, and that chapter is like a little bit of like a turning point chapter in the middle of, or not the middle, towards the end of Act 1, let's say. Yeah, towards the end of Act 1. I think it was just a mixture of everything. It was like not writing for a long time, wanting to write, not being able to write, and also like the vibes and everything, and like being forced to work at my desk because my laptop is still broken, the screen is still broken, but thankfully everything else works, and like all of my data it's completely fine. It's just the screen went dark for some reason, and if I plug it into my monitor, it works. So I've been using that. I actually started using it yesterday because I picked it up from the tech place yesterday, because the part that it needs to be replaced with is like on back order. Like, this is, you don't care. You don't care. Let's move on. Okay, that's it for me tonight. Hi guys. Hi. I am in line for Dunkin'. Unfortunately, I am in line for Dunkin', and I think I've conditioned myself into believing that I can't write without Dunkin'. I feel like after the month of going to Dunkin' every single day for like after Ramadan, I've conditioned myself into believing that that's true, when in fact it's not. I can write just fine without Dunkin', but for some reason, I don't know what it is. Oh, the line is moving forward. Okay. Goods have been secured, and now I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna draft a new scene for my male main character's POV. My problem with his POV and like why I haven't drafted a chapter or a scene in his POV yet is because I felt like there was something missing from the way that I was positioning him in the story. But basically I figured something out earlier today that I hope if I can like work at, I'll be able to like actually draft a chapter by the end of tonight, and I'll have like a concrete solid idea of, you know, where to take him. Yes, okay, I'm gonna go inside and we're gonna write and we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna put our brains to use today. Here we are again. Here we are again.
Here we are again. Here we are again.
Oh, that's hot. Oh, that's really hot. Oh my goodness. Something that I already know is going to be an issue, and I don't know if I should address it now or I should just wait, is the constant tense switching. So originally this project started out as being written in third person present tense, which is just my go-to tense. Like that's what I write instinctively. However, recently I've been experimenting with third person past tense, and I'm finding that the more I experiment, the more switching occurs within the manuscript itself, and that's just not something that you want. But also it's beginning to frustrate me how I can't pick a tense to save my life. It's gonna become a headache later to edit. I know it is. I think I'm gonna leave it as it is right now, and then once I hit 10k, maybe like I'll go back and reread the first couple chapters and like, you know, fix them a little bit more. Not fix them, but like just fix the tense issue. But my review time is almost over, so I'm gonna try to read the rest of what I had written fast so that I can get into actually drafting soon. Passersbys? Girl, I don't know, which one is it? Passersby. Okay, so passersby. Alright. Sounds wrong, but okay. Yay! I hit 9k. I wrote 772 words today. That's pretty freaking good in my book. It is 10:58 though, so I'm gonna head off to bed. I might write a little bit more on my phone. Regardless, I will update you on my final word count tomorrow and hopefully close out this vlog. Crossing my fingers. The sky really is one of my favorite things to look at, one of my favorite parts of nature. I feel like looking at the sky, I can tell what my day is gonna be like. Maybe it's a little delusional to think that the sky can predict my day, but in days like these, days where it's like really clear blue, but there's still a lot of clouds out, my favorite days. Today is Wednesday, the 29th. You couldn't see that, but it is the 29th, and guess what? I got my laptop back finally. So yesterday, Tuesday, the guy called me in, like the tech guy, and he was like, hey, we got the piece in, come drop your laptop off. I was like, great, wonderful. I dropped it off today. He called me, he said, it's done, we fixed it. I missed you so much, laptop. Oh, I missed you so much. I don't have Wi-Fi here, obviously, so I can't, like, really use it. I'm gonna put it away for now. But hello, hi, how are you guys doing? I left you off Monday night after I hit 9k in the draft, and I'm very close to 10k. Obviously I only have 1,000 words, a little bit less than 1,000 words left, so like 990 something words left before I hit 10k, and I am super freaking excited, and I cannot wait until I hit 10k because for some reason, I don't know why, but like 10k has always been like the signifier to me of whether or not I'm going to start a draft over. You probably know this, but when I hit 10,000 words, I usually am like, No, actually, I hate all of them. I'm gonna scrap it. So 10K for me has always been like one of the most important mile markers, and hopefully I can hit it tonight and not want to scrap everything. Okay, I'll see you at home. It is currently 4:22 p.m. on April 30th, and I just hit 10K. Oh my goodness, I did it! I hit 10K. I'm not gonna lie to you though, that was a rough 10K. That was really difficult. The beginning and middle and a little bit towards the end of April was really rough for me. Oh my goodness. But alhamdulillah, thankfully everything is like starting to settle. And the last week has actually been pretty amazing, so alhamdulillah for everything. Here's to hoping that May is a lot better for me. Oh, I forgot to mention, Monday, April 27th, I think it was, I actually finished all of my classes, like all of my classwork, all of my finals, all of my projects, everything that was due. I turned in on Monday. I was working on it on Sunday and then it kind of rolled over, but I finished everything on Monday. Alhamdulillah. Spring semester over. I'm done. I'm free from the shackles of university. I can't be too quick to celebrate though because I did sign up for summer classes. I know, crazy. Well, because I finished everything early, I have like a little bit of a buffer time. Well, it was 3 weeks and now it's Thursday, so 2 weeks and some change before my spring semester starts, or not my spring, my summer semester starts, and that is definitely going to be interesting, an interesting time. I hope it's good. I hope it doesn't give me too much grief because I am taking basically a full course load during the summer semester to get ahead, because I would rather suffer for 1 month than suffer for 4 months, you know? In terms of writing, I actually wrote, let me pull up Scrivener, my total word count for today, the words that I wrote today, 1,227 words, and then my overall word count is 10,306 words. Round of applause for me. Okay, but here's the thing with like the chapter counts and how it's currently structured. I am writing chapter 1 right now, but I have chapters 2 and 3 completely done. I have chapter 6 almost done. I have chapters 4 and 5 planned out, and then I have 2 miscellaneous chapters that I didn't want to number just in case I decide to change the order of the first couple ones. So I have 2 sort of unnamed chapters that will also be in the draft, hopefully, that are also planned out. I know what I'm gonna write in them. For all my yapping, you would think that I would actually, you know, get to the point. Hi, hello, me from 2 seconds into the future. I am popping in just to clarify something. Basically, I wrote chapter 1 from my female main character's POV. Then I wrote chapter 2 from my male main character's POV. And then I realized, oh, I need to go back and set something up. So I went back and I wrote in a new chapter 1 from my male main character's POV. So I am working on a new revised chapter 1 from his POV. Okay? Okay. And then I have another chapter that I think is gonna go maybe at the beginning of Act 2. I don't really have act divisions with this book. This book is a little weird. I didn't really plan it in like the way that I usually plan my books. I don't really have a set way to plan my books, but I can kind of, like, I know what's gonna be in each act, mostly. I do a little bit of an overall act breakdown, but I didn't do that this time, so I have no idea what's in Act 1, where the cutoff is, what's in Act 2, and honestly, I kind of like it this way. I'm not really focused on acts or divisions or anything. I'm just kind of worried about the individual chapters and the overall story, and like making sure my characters are consistent throughout, which I have been having a little bit of difficulty when it comes to certain characters and their personalities. But during this writing session, I actually figured out the set personalities of certain characters and how they change and grow over the course of the story. I actually wrote in the notes section of one of my chapters, it said, just had the disgustingly late realization that characters act differently within their own POV than they do on the outside of that POV. I know that's such like a simple thing, but just realizing that really helped me put everything into perspective and helped me figure some things out. I did also pick out my sticker for 10K. I will put up my entire sticker board on the screen, but oh, that is just so pretty. I think that this is a good time to give you and give myself a deadline for this project. I do have a date in mind that I want to finish the first draft on or before that date. I've had this date in my head for a while, but I just didn't want to share it out of fear of like, you know, what if you share it and then you don't hit that date and it's kind of like a public humiliation, you know? Because I did do that before with my rom-com and I was so embarrassed that I ghosted y'all for months. For literally the rest of the year, you did not see me for 2025. But I do think it's a genuinely doable deadline, and it's July 30th. So that's my deadline, July 30th. First draft. I'm estimating the first draft to be around 90 to 100,000 words. So to hit that deadline, I need to write a little bit less than 1,000 words a day, 989 words-ish, 1,000 words basically a day to be able to hit that deadline. I think I can do it. I think I can really do that. And I know that the last time that I was sitting here and I made a promise, it did not work out, but I think I've learned. I've learned from my mistakes and I've grown, and I can do it. I can. Okay, that's it for me. I'm gonna sign off here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me during this mess of a vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you later. Bye!